Today is June the 8th, 2024, and the title of this video is Who is YAH? And we're going to explore what the word Elohim means. We're going to ask ourselves, what does this word tell us about YAH? We're going to list 3 forms of this word, and we're going to compare how these words are used in Scripture. In Genesis 17:7, the Most High Yah makes an everlasting covenant with Abraham and with his descendants. He says, "And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee." And the word God is translated in the Hebrew as Elohim. Is this Yah's name? No, Elohim is not Yah's name, but it is a description of who he will be to Abraham and his seed. It describes his function. And to understand Yah's function on behalf of Abraham and his seed, we must examine this word very closely. Let's start with the root word El, which is H410. These first 2 letters signify strength and authority. The Aleph represents the ox, or a strong leader, and the Lamed represents the shepherd's staff, which is used to direct and protect. So this gives us a better understanding of what our Elohim does. He is our strong protector, our leader, the one with authority over us. As our shepherd, he makes us lie down in green pastures and leads us beside the still waters. He restores our soul. He leads us in the paths of righteousness for the sake of his name. As our strength, he causes our enemies and our foes to stumble and fall when they come upon us to eat up our flesh, and when they encamp and war against us. He is our mighty one. Now that we understand the root word, let's move on to the singular form of Elohim. It is pronounced Eluah, H433. It occurs 60 times in the Hebrew Bible. It has the root word El and 2 additional Hebrew letters, a YAH pronounced U and a He pronounced Ha. The YAH has the pictograph of a tent peg associated with it, and the He has a pictograph of a person with arms raised, taking a deep breath. What do these additional letters tell us about this mighty shepherd who leads and protects us? The YAH tells us that he is more than what we previously described. There is more to him. Not only is he a shepherd who protects and leads us, but there is an also, and that also is the He. And it represents the breath or spirit of Yah. Scripture tells us that she was with him in the beginning of his ways, before his works of old. When he prepared the heavens, she was there, and when he appointed the foundations of the earth, she was by him. It is this part of himself that Yah shares with us. He pours out his spirit on those that obey him. When Abraham entered into covenant with Yah, his name was changed to include the letter He, and he became a friend of Yah. The spirit of Yah, also known as wisdom, makes us friends of Yah and prophets. So this is the meaning of Eluah. In Scripture, you will notice that this singular form, Eluah, is mostly used in the book of Job. In the KJV, of the 56 times this word is used, 41 of them are found in the book of Job. And in Job 40:2, Yah calls himself Eluah. And in Psalm 18:31, David affirms that Yah is Eluah. Some people mistakenly believe that because Alua is singular, that all references to Alua in Scripture refer to the God of Abraham. But that is not always true, and this passage in 2 Chronicles is one example. The passage reads, "Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this manner, neither yet believe him. For no God, Alua, of any nation or kingdom, was able to deliver his people out of my hand, and out of the hand of my fathers. How much less your God, Eloheka, deliver you out of my hand?" So we see that Alua can refer to the God of Abraham or to the God of any nation or kingdom. And the only way to know is to read the sentence and to understand the context. Translators have tried to assist by capitalizing God whenever it refers to the God of Abraham. Now let's proceed to the plural form of Alua, which is pronounced Elohim. It has two additional Hebrew letters added, and the YAH has been removed. It is spelled from right to left, Aleph, Lamed, He, Yod, Mem. When the Yod and the Mem are added to a masculine Hebrew noun, then the noun becomes plural, as in these examples. King becomes kings, word becomes words, brother becomes brothers, and day becomes days. So you might assume that God would automatically become gods, but that isn't always the case. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on the tense of the verb that accompanies Elohim. Now let's take a look at an example. In Genesis 1:1, it reads, "In the beginning, Elohim created." Now, should this be translated as "in the beginning, God created," or "in the beginning, the gods created"? The answer lies in the verb, which is bara, which means he created. If bara had been spelled baru or baranu, then we would know that many gods were involved in creation. But because the Hebrew word for created is spelled bara, we know that a singular entity referred to as he is doing the creating. And so in this instance, although a plural noun Elohim is used, it does not refer to many gods, but to one singular God. So why would it be spelled with the plural form Elohim when it is referring to one God? Because there is a quantitative plural form that does refer to many gods, and there is a qualitative plural form that refers to one very big and powerful God. And if you look at Job, you'll get a better understanding of what I mean. In Job 40:15, the plural form of the feminine noun behemoth adds a wa and a tav. And when the wa and the tav is added to feminine nouns, they usually become plural, as we see on this list. Land becomes lands, animal becomes animals, family becomes families, young woman becomes young women. But that does not always happen. And with this word behemoth, that is the case. The verse reads, "Now behold, behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox." This verse is talking about one behemoth, although the form of the noun is plural. And that is because this is a qualitative plural. It describes the intensity or majesty of this beast. It is one beast, but it is very big and very strong. His tail stands like a cedar, and his bones are bars of bronze. His limbs are like iron rods. So because of his greatness, the behemoth gets a plural added to it. In the same way, our single God is very big and very strong. And so we refer to him as our Elohim in recognition of his greatness. I hope that this video has helped you understand better who Yah is and why we refer to him as our Elohim.